Welcome back, everybody. We are on week 5 of the Not So Ugly Christmas Sweater Blanket Crochet Along. Thanks so much for joining me. I went ahead and put in rows 33 through 37 because they are fairly simple and I didn't feel like they needed, video demonstration since we have already conquered single crochets and double crochets. What I will talk about real quick, if you haven't already started them, is just make sure that you count every single row when you're done with it. You should end up with 96 stitches by the time that you are on row 37. On your corners, you're going to be doing, like this one is row 32, and this is coming off of the Argyle section. But each one, there's only one stitch until we get up here to 37. So don't double your stitches in your corners until we get up to the very last row of this section. This is going to be chain 3, or actually chain 6, and then double crochet when we first start out in our corner, and then it's going to be double crochet, chain 3, double crochet when we get to the other corners. And then this is obviously a single with a chain 3 and a single, but when we get up to 37, it's going to be 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, and it's literally just double crocheting in each stitch and single crocheting in each stitch for these rows. So once you get up to row 37 and you know that you've got 96 stitches, we're going to start on the Snowballs and Icicles section of the blanket. I'm going to be using an aqua blue, or actually the deep aqua color. Let's join in the corner with a chain 3. Sorry, I gotta adjust the camera over. There we go, now we're better. All right, so chain 3. And then we're going to double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into this corner. Chain 2 and 2 double crochets. Now this is going to be another simple row, just like these rows here. All we're going to do is double crochet in every stitch across. So I'm going to actually let you finish up this row on your own. Remember to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets into the corners, and then double crochet into each and every single crochet across, like so. Okay, so I have gone ahead and finished up my row 38. And before I move on though, take the time, I've already done it, but before you move on, make sure that you've got 100 stitches along this row, because you've added a total of 4 stitches per row. So this is 2, and then in your opposite corner is the second 2. So that makes a total of 4. You had 96 stitches on the red row, so you should have 100 on your next row. All right, let's go ahead and slip stitch over when you're ready to the corner and chain 2. That's going to be a half double crochet. Go ahead and half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, and now we are going to half double crochet excuse me, into the next double crochet and each one across. So each stitch is going to get a half double crochet. And this row is pretty unexciting, just like the row before. So it's just going to be half double crochets across. Your corners are going to be 2 half doubles with the chain 2. All right, I'm going to let you go ahead and finish this up. I know we're kind of bopping through this pretty fast, but the next row we're going to change colors. I'm going to use my light gray here. I think it's called Gray Mist. So I'm going to use my light gray in here, And then we will make our snowballs and icicles in the next round. So we're just doing some foundation rows right now. Alrighty. And go ahead, finish this one up. When you complete this row, each of your sides is going to have 104 stitches on it. Make sure that each side has 104. And then I'll meet you back over here and we will go ahead and change our colors. Okay, everybody should have round 39 finished, and we should have 104 stitches on this row. We're going to go ahead and start with the actual snowballs and icicle section of this, joining in the chain 3, excuse me, the chain 2 on the corner. We are going to chain 2. That's going to be a half double crochet. We will then put another half double. We will chain 2. We will put 2 more half doubles. Now, make sure that you are working into the hidden stitch here. Half double in 2. And then we are going to put a front post treble crochet around 2 of the double crochets from the row below. So going right below, let me get that a little straighter in here. Right below this stitch, we're going to be going around this one. Front post treble is yarn over twice. 1, 2, go around. And I just lost the whole thing. Let me do that again. 2. 1, 2, and 3. Do it again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to half double crochet into the next 2. We are going to be skipping over these 2 because these 2 stitches here are taking the place of these 2 right here. So counting over 2 because you skip 2, half double into the next 2. Sorry, I just need a little more yarn. Now in the next stitch, do you remember our popcorns from way over here? We're going to do a popcorn in the next stitch. So that's 5 double crochet in one place. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take your hook out of your loop. Insert into the first double crochet of your 5 double crochets and into your loop, yarn over and pull through. And now we are going to half double crochet into the next 2. We're not going to chain or do anything else here. We're just going to go straight into the half double crochet. So we half double crocheted in 2. Going to do that front post treble crochet again. Excuse me. So the easiest way I think to count would be using these stitches down here, only because sometimes it can get a little bit confusing about which way a half double crochet leans. So this is a total of 5 stitches that we've just worked over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go directly below where you were working, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the treble that you're going to go around. I'm sorry, not the treble, the double that you're going to treble around. And do that again. Skip the 2 stitches behind and half double into the next 2. Excuse me. Now this is just going to continue to repeat itself across. We're just going to do icicles and snowballs. So the next up is a popcorn. Four and 5. through and go right into your half double. I'm running out of space on my little table here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the stitches we're going to skip. This is going to be where our next treble is going to go. And treble. Skipping the 2 behind, go into the next, and half, and half. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let you continue to go across. This is going to be the repeating pattern all the way across. You're going to do 2 half doubles, 2 of the front post trebles. Remember to kind of use this down here as your guide as to where your trebles are going to land. And then you'll do 2 half doubles and a popcorn, 2 half doubles, 2 front post trebles, etc. all the way across. Your corners are going to be 2 half doubles with 2 chains. Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead and I'm going to meet you back up on this corner. We'll turn the corner together and then I'll let you finish up the row. All right, so according to the instructions, we should have repeated this section basically where it's 2, 2, 2, and 2, 14 times. So let's real quick make sure we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and oops, I forgot to do my next popcorn. Here would be my 14th. Four and 5. Okay, so that's inside of our parentheses, inside our brackets. The next instructions say half double crochet in the next 2, so that is what we shall do. Then it says 2 front post treble crochet around the 2 below. 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's going to put us in the last 2, which is where you want to be. Because it looks exactly then like what we did over here, where we hit the first 2 and then the last 2. Skip the 2 and half double in the last 2. Okay, then go ahead and do your corners, etc. This is what each row should look like. You should have 108 stitches on each side before you cut this color off. When you get to the end of this row and you join with your first half double crochet, which would be the chain 2, you may go ahead and cut your color off because we're going to be changing colors in the next segment. All right, round 40 is completed. I have gone ahead and slip stitched to my first half double crochet. I went ahead and cut it off. Now I'm ready to go ahead with my last round for week, actually this isn't the last round for week 5, it's just the last round for snowflakes and icicles. So I'm going to be using, here we go, my blue again. I'm switching over to my other corner here where I have an available space and no ends. And I'm going to join in the corner with my chain 2. That's going to count as my half double crochet. I will half double, chain 2, half double, and half double. We are going to skip the hidden half double this time. So we're going to skip this one right here. And we will go into the next half double crochet. And from this point on, we are going to just be doing a half double crochet in each stitch across. When you get done with this round, you should have 111 stitches. Doesn't matter if it is a popcorn or if it is a half double crochet. We are going to be putting a stitch into each. Now this is the only time that I did not go into, I'm going to go over there again. I'm going to half double over to the other popcorn and show you what I did there. Because on the last ones, we went into that hole in the back of the popcorn, which would be right here. We're not going to do that this time. I went into the, well, I guess like this would be the finishing stitch, I guess, on the back side of that popcorn. And then this is actually the loop for this half double crochet here. So that I'm keeping everything kind of behind the popcorn as opposed to going into the popcorn and creating that that distinctive stitch like that. We're not looking to do that on this one. Besides the fact that that actually gets created, it's easier to do this kind of stitch into here if you're going to be chaining after you make your popcorn. But when you're not chaining after you make your popcorn, there aren't a lot of like extra stitches being created. You're creating one stitch when you are pulling your loop through your first double crochet and that open loop that you removed your hook from. So this is really your popcorn stitch here, the technical stitch that you should be working into. Now, if you want to put your half double crochet into your popcorn like that, that is completely up to you. I feel like because of the close proximity of the half double crochet here, you would end up bunching up your stitches kind of right here, and then you'd leave a big old hole right here. So that's another reason why I don't do it that way. But this is a very self-explanatory row. This is going to be the end of Icicles and Snowballs. So all you have to do to finish this is continue working your half double crochets around, putting 2 halves, chain 2, 2 halves in your corners, and join with your original chain 2, which counts as your half double crochet. I'll meet you back over here after we've completed this round, and then we're gonna do a real quick talk about the remaining candy cane or candy stripe rows that you're going to be doing after this, because you're going to do another section of candy stripe rows kind of like this, and I want you to really pay attention to, you know, some of the rows are going to be double crochet, some of them are going to be single crochet. Follow that. It isn't a mistake. So, you know, there's going to be a single crochet in the middle of, you know, stuff here. It's not wrong. So I'll show you an example of that when we come back after I do this and before we move on. Okay, so not to ramble your ear off, but go ahead and finish this row and I'll meet you back up over here. All right, we've connected to the second chain here, our first half double crochet, and now we're going to go ahead and cut off. All right, so we are done with this color. I'm going to quick grab the other blanket so that I can show you. All right, so this is what I mean by we're going to have a mixture of single crochet rows and double crochet rows in the next section. This is the original blanket. So we're going to be starting with white or whatever color you're going to be putting up against this color. But you'll do 2 single crochet rows, then you'll do 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and you'll finish it off with a single crochet up here, okay? So don't, you know, think that, oh, well, I did I did a single one before and then did my doubles and my single. This one has 2 singles, oops, too far down. 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 doubles, okay? All right, so just pay attention to that as you're getting into it. It's gonna be exactly the same kinds of rows where you're just adding at the corners and single crocheting across, double, you know, etc. So just pay attention to your instructions. I'm not gonna do a finished video for these last rows just because they are very simplistic, and we'll have the live videos that if you are running into any questions or if you need help, just ask in the group as well, okay? Thanks. Thanks for sticking with me for week 5, and we will see you in week 6 when we start working on the squares.